rubbing my face already. This is not her this time. It's me.
I always ask him before I turn the camera on, are you ready? And it's usually some drama, something.
I'm ready.
Beforehand.
My face.
It's all right. For today's cup of coffee, this one's creepy. I mean, you like creepy crawling creepy. And this comes...
Like bug creepy?
Well, you'll find
We
out.
are accompanied by cats.
Yeah, oh God, they're everywhere. This comes from Mirror and is by Ryan Thom and Alice Peacock, November the 30th of 2022. A family have spoken of being terrorized by an invasion of bats, which were found living in their sofa and curtains.
Now, how is it an invasion? If they do they not check their shit? That means they don't clean.
It gets better.
If they did not know that there were bats in there, they did not clean it.
It gets better. Kathleen Cuthbert and her husband Ryan feared for their 4 kids, which included a 7-month-old.
They're fine.
As they endured 6 months of hell living with the small flying creatures. I didn't write this. They 2 other writers.
I'm not saying it to you. What? It's not all about you. You're good.
The saga saw them leave their council house in Mabel, I think it's Ayrshire, in Scotland, while experts got rid of the animals. Their bat terror began when one of the winged menaces landed on 2-month-old Katie's car and clawed into the little one's blanket. And the bat takeover has seen them appear in rooms across the house and have been described by Kathleen as tarantulas with wings.
That's a little harsh.
And Kathleen told the Ayrshire Live, quote, "We've got a fear of bats. It felt like we had just been taken over in our home. We're absolutely petrified of them. The first time we saw one, it landed on my baby girl's car seat and dug into her blanket. I was screaming. They were like tarantulas with wings. They just crawl about."
What do you expect them to do? They don't got legs to do shit. All those little tiny thin ass legs. What do you expect them to do with that? They can't walk on those. They hang. That's it.
After we saw one, they seemed to just multiply. There was 3 or 4 on our living room sofa. They were so small you could barely see them, but then they'd be right beside you. End quote. No.
Pet bats.
No. The family were sent to stay in Prestwick while council pest control teams checked out the house along with a bat conservationist. At first, around a dozen of the frightening creatures were removed from the property as a mass deep clean took place. Council crews ensured there were no gaps where bats were coming in from the loft. But they left Kathleen in the dark over a bat box, which was left in place at the home, with the local authority reluctant to move the box due to bats being a protected species.
You relocate the fucker. What do you mean?
And however, Ayrshire Live
relocate them.
Learned that the bat box was removed to prevent future problems with the animals. Kathleen said, quote, "When the council inspected our home, they found bat droppings in our youngest boy's bedroom and on his curtains. We noticed there was a weird smell in his room for months, and he kept getting chest infections. A bat expert who was there said that my son's room had a bat smell, but the council said it wasn't a health hazard. They also found droppings on our sofa. The council offered to deep clean it, but I never wanted to send it in again after what had been living there," end quote. You're right. They obviously didn't clean, because why didn't they find bat poop in the kid's room?
Yeah.
And it's like, now I'm not an expert in guano.
It's just like, dude. Dude, you fucking... and we're not the best housekeepers either. But damn it, we do...
poop.
No, we don't... That's disgusting.
Yes, and they had to have a bat expert come in and tell them that it had a bat smell.
Yeah.
So there's more to this than what's going on. Kathleen also took the decision to get rid of trees in her back garden, which were said to be a food source for the bats. And she claims that she had spent 180 pounds to remove the trees. That's $1,300 in American dollars out of pocket. But the council chiefs say she never asked for permission and was never advised to do this. Okay, with the trees...
England?
It's Scotland.
Scotland.
And with these council houses, I'd say that's sort of like government housing here. And that means that the government owns the property, so you can't do anything without getting permission. So she's in the backyard cutting down trees, then those weren't hers really to cut down. If she had 1,000 and some pounds, why didn't she do something to make sure that the babies wouldn't be eaten up by bats?
Right.
So, like I said, Kid was right. There's more to this story than is being told.
Something ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing on that.
No, it ain't. And for them to embed themselves in the sofa, because that's not normally someplace bats are going to get.
They don't. They're more likely to like hide out in the closets or in the ceiling.
Right. Now I can see them getting behind the curtains and such.
Yeah, that's a.
But not enough. How long had they been there to poop on things? And for this child to get some kind of respiratory infection because that there was bat poop in his room.
Shiloh was at the house for about 5 minutes and then she shat on the bed. So
yes, but that's a cat, not bat.
So,
but like I said, that's got to be quite a bit of poo for the kid to, and it wasn't verified according to this story.
Still, like,
that's what caused the respiratory problems with the kid.
Oh no, that will. That sure as hell will.
Well,
why do you think they have to wear respirators and shit? It's not just because of that.
Well, to have a bat expert have to be called in on this. If they were that thick in the dwelling, it looks like somebody could have walked in. It's like, oh, there's one. There's another one.
Yeah.
To sit there and go, oh, it has a bat smell.
I'm like, let me sit in here for
it's
a
like,
minute.
sit there and go, it smells like bad shit.
Let me, yeah. It smells like bad shit. Y'all need to clean.
And I will
take a fucking squeegee, clean those windows.
Bleach. Get some bleach.
Get some of those scrub brushes, scrub those damn baseboards, and if you got hardwood flooring, scrub that shit too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Clean everything.
As far as a deep clean, now, like I said, these things...
After that needs a deep clean. Seriously, if it smells like that, it needs a deep clean. If
it was just all at once... And when I was little, the church that I grew up in, went to...
Bats in the belfry.
They did. They came down out of the belfry for real. And nobody saw any of them or anything until they turned on the lights in the sanctuary. And then the bats started frying in the lights.
That's horrible.
It was horrible. It was. And it's like...
Oh my God!
Nobody truly panicked. There was no screaming, running around, flailing, or anything like that.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, because we live in the mountains. It's the people that live in the mountains. Now, there were people that it's like, as far as brooms, my grandfather was one of them.
What about the brooms?
As far as you smack it, you smack it with a broom.
Oh.
And so...
Tennis racket.
Well, they didn't have a tennis racket at the time. But while the men were fighting the bats, the rest of us went downstairs. And I do remember going, because they had like stucco type walls. And as we were going down, I, noticed one hanging. And it's like, oh, look, there's one. But they had not descended down into the basement. And they got most of them, and I'm sure that they did something to seal, put some kind of screen or whatever there
Yeah.
where they couldn't come down after the belfry. But that was a one-time incident.
Right.
That's all it took was the one time. But for these things to infest this home, and it said that the baby was, you know, there at one point that she was, what was it, 7 months, and then it said that when she was 10 months, or no, I'm sorry, 2 months. It don't go usually from 10 to 7, usually. But... so how long did they have to fight these people? And it said they endured 6 months.
A long periodically time.
But now, I'd have been at the council's door going, hey, y'all come here and do something about these damn bats. Every day.
Yeah.
I'd have been taking pictures. I'd have been sending it to them. I would have been scooping up bat poop and putting it on their doorstep. Something.
I want to put the bats on their doorstep.
Yeah, yeah. But for that long, and it looks like truly if the council, if it took them that long to correct the problem, I don't know how laws in Scotland work or anything like that, but it looks like that they would be subject to some kind of legal action if they put this kid at risk.
For that long? But now... sounds like a bit of incompetence on both parties.
Really? But now, would you put up with it for 6 months? Y'all can go back and find out what happened when we had the bat in our house.
Night.
Right. Somewhere in the archives, we do have, it's called It Was in the House. And
Threw my ass to the bat
I
wolf.
did. I certainly
wolf bat.
threw you right out there. But they could have done something. Hell, they could have hung up some fly strips or something. You know? If there's if there's such a thing as a fly strip, why don't there be a bat strip?
Bat strip. Oh.
Hang 2 or 3
Mike,
of them.
that's horrible. You put that back. You take those words that just flew out. They're still float. You grab them and you put them right back. You put them back. You put those words back.
You Appalachian engineer that stuff. If you got
That's not Appalachian engineering my ass.
Well, they would just be
That is
stuck
sick.
there.
That is sick.
No.
That is torture.
Bats hanging off the babies. That's sick. Those things.
What was wrong with the mama that she didn't do something immediately?
Well, that's what I'm saying. She could have.
She doesn't need those kids. She doesn't need those kids.
They could have gotten some kind of net and trapped the bats.
They could have literally got a fishing net.
Yeah. But since they even the council was
good for chicken rustling
talking
too.
talking about the bats being a protected species, well, hell, you don't have to, advertise that you're doing that stuff. Flush those little suckers down through there as you catch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like they could have done something. They could have looked at the loft and seen what where the things was coming from. So there's more to that story than's being told. Yeah, especially, like I said, when it gets to the point that you can smell that stuff out. Why didn't the people go, kids' room stinks. What's going on?
Smells like weird shit. What is that?
Weird shit.
Because none of them knew what the fuck. Yeah.
But no, I would not. I did like the fact
Mary,
that
you want some bat shit?
That she described it as tarantulas with wings.
That's just...
So there's ways that could have been dealt with. And maybe it's just our culture that we would have dealt with it differently.
What was the picture of her?
It didn't have.
I saw the picture.
Well, I didn't really have it. Just her sitting there. It didn't have any pictures of the bats.
Well, I wanted a picture of her because I was going to read her.
Hang on just a minute. I may have gotten rid of that. No, I think I've already gotten rid of it. Yeah, sorry.
Damn.
The link will be in the description box, so you can go to the link.
It will be too late then?
No, it won't. You can go to the link and find out what she looked like. Any final thoughts?
Too late then, because my comment would be invalid at that point.
Any final comments, thoughts, ews?
Ew? Mm-hmm. My room smells like bat shit.
What do I need to do about this? Wonder why. Wonder where this came from.
What could this be? How come we haven't cleaned this? This has been sat here for 7 months.
You know, the fact that they had gotten into the sofa, and I don't know, that could have been the writers, you know, him being a little, you know how they do, overblown with the subject instead of just the bat crawling on the couch.
I think they all need a competence class, a class on basic human competence. And
well, they had to write something, and it is an interesting story.
It's
really
interesting, but they're...
Don't let the bats get in your house. If they get in your house, take action immediately. Don't sit there and bitch about it for 6 months.
There's a bat in my house. What?
Problem solved. Go get the big boot.
There's a squirrel. There's a squirrel. Wham! Wham!
That was my father.
Wham! Wham!
That's when a Marine is called in to take care of a situation like that. That was the Christmas bludgeoning. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Oldest kid and I were sitting here on the couch. We were given command, go upstairs. But you could hear everything.
Wham!
It was horrible.
Wham!
Kid and I were just sitting here going, ah. Quietly we were going, ah.
What the fuck are you doing to...
Oh, we knew exactly what was going on. It wasn't, there was no mystery on that.
No question, but it's still like, the fuck you doing?
No. So when
it's a squirrel, why you gotta beat it like that?
When you call a Marine in to do anything, expect it to be kind of, dramatic. Any final words on this?
I think that was it.
That was it. You're done now.
I'm good.
So if you've had any experiences with the paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, bat infestations, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email address will also be there in the description box.
Yes.
Know that you're loved.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good...
Yes, prepare yourself. Try to avoid and prevent...
Clean your fucking house!
Prevent Christmas bludgeonings. It makes for a better holiday. We'll see you on the next cup.
There's a bat in the house. Get it out. Fucking bats. Fucking bats. I had a bat fly at me one time.